Okay, so this is the fourth and final part of this lesson, and this is the final skill you need to be able to do in order to do your exercise. It reads, if y is equal to f of x is equal to 1 over x squared plus 1, sketch the graph of y is equal to f of x plus 2 plus 3. Okay, let's take this slowly and deal with this part by part. So what do we know? We know that f of x is equal to this right here. So let's write that down. F of x is equal to 1 over x squared plus 1. Let's also treat this right here, because this is what we have to sketch. Let's just treat it section by section. So let's first look at this part right here, just f of x plus 2. So f of x plus 2, we know how to deal with something like this. It means put x plus 2 into the x position here. So that means it's going to be 1 over x plus 2 squared plus 1. Whoops, that's a pretty ugly one. Plus 1. That's what it means. It simply means put x plus 2 into that. So that is that right there. So as you can see, we haven't dealt with that plus 3 on the end. So let's now rewrite the whole thing with this plus 3 on the end of it. So that means we're going to be looking at f of x plus 2 and then plus 3 to it. So what does that mean? Well, it means, hey, take f of x plus 2. So this right here, what we found, this is that. So 1 over x plus 2 squared plus 1. And now it's saying plus 3 to it. So hopefully you can see what we're doing here. We've already figured out this is that, so we've written that again. And now what we're going to do is we're simply going to plus 3 to it. So that means we're going to come here and we're going to plus 3 to it. And now we're going to rewrite it. So it's going to be 1 over x plus 2 squared. 1 plus 3 is 4. And that right there is what we're going to be sketching. So let's highlight it. That is what we're going to be sketching. So that was the hardest part of this question, reading what it was really asking us to do. The next thing we have to do is just kind of recognize some things about this graph. First thing we're going to recognize is that it's a truncus. What we know about a truncus is that a truncus has asymptotes. For here, it's going to be x is equal to -2 and y is equal to 4. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to say, all right, I'm going to have x is equal to -2. Remember, you always have to label your asymptotes, and y is equal to 4. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to sketch it. So I know what this thing looks like. It's going to look something like that. Try to draw it nicer than me. Whoa, I'm so shaky. No, I can't do it. Wow, all right. So remember with the asymptote, it can't be touching it, and it can't be that rigid too. It has to be nice. And it can never be touching the asymptote. Wow, I'm just going to stop there. I'm just embarrassing myself now. But actually, I'm going to try one more time. Give me one more time. It's going to look like that. It's going to look like that. One more time. Like that. All right. So hopefully yours looks better than mine. We now need to find what this intercept is going to be. To find what that intercept is going to be, I'm going to say, hey, to find a y-int, we let x equal 0. So we take this right here. It's going to be y is equal to 1 over. If I have a 0 in my x spot, it's going to be 2 squared, which is 4. Then I have this plus 4 as well. That means I'm going to get y is equal to 1 over 4. I want to plus these together, so I'm going to give this a common denominator. It's going to be 16 over 4, which is going to be 17 over 4. This is going to be 0, 17 on 4. And there you go. We have written it. It took us a while because I can't draw, but you'll please be better than me in terms of drawing. Okay, let's now answer the final one here. This is the last question of this lesson. What a lesson it's been. Okay, it says y is equal to f of x is equal to 1 over x plus 1. Sketch the graph of this right here. So we're sketching f of x minus 1 plus 2. So that means into the x spot, I'm going to be putting in x minus 1. So 1 over x minus 1. Remember, you've still got this plus 1 here. Then I'm going to be plussing 2 to it. Let me now rewrite this. 1 over, if I've got minus 1 plus 1, well, they're just going to go away, which is going to leave me with just x in my denominator. And I still have this plus 2 here. Let's now highlight my answer. So my answer is going to be this. Now we need to sketch it. Let's recognize some key features about this graph. First off, it is a rectangular hyperbola. That's important that you're able to just look at it and recognize that. We know that the rectangular hyperbola has asymptotes. The asymptotes are going to be x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 2. So let's come down to our graph and put those in. And remember, you always have to label your asymptotes as we did above. So this right here is going to be x is equal to 0, and the other one is going to be y is equal to 2. So it's going to look like that. Oh no, now I have to sketch it. All right, brace yourselves, everyone. So it's going to look something like this. Oh, wow. Wait, what do I need to do? I need to come here like that. All right, that's as good as it's going to get. Remember, VCAR is very fussy with how you sketch these things. They don't want it to cross the asymptote. It can't even look like it's going to be crossing the asymptote. It has to be perfect. That's as good as I'm going to get. Remember, I always expect your graphs to be better than mine. We need to now find what that x-intercept is. This x-intercept, so my x-int is going to be when y is equal to 0. So I'm going to get 0 is equal to 1 on x plus 2. Now I just need to solve this for x. So what am I going to do? I'm going to minus 2 to both sides. That's going to leave me with minus 2 is equal to 1 over x. So my answer is going to be x is equal to -1/2. This right here is going to be a -1/2 and 0. And that right there, everyone, is everything you need to do in order to answer this exercise. The reason why I've taken my time with this one is because it's the first lesson of transformations, and transformations is one of those things that people really struggle with. So I wanted to make sure I gave you plenty of practice, and now you feel confident with all these ideas. And remember to look back and refer to the notes and just make sure that your notes are of good quality so that when you have to, you can refer back to them. And with that, I will say goodbye.